Okay, so good afternoon, everybody. I will continue the topic on the series of talk, nutrients needed by our body. The topic today is probiotic provide wellness of GI tract. Okay, and the content of this topic today include I'm going to share 7 signs of unhealthy gut. We can do a comparison to check, and function and benefits of probiotic to the healthy digestive system. And lastly, we're going to introduce the Shuang Hor Lactoberry. So let's start the day with healthy gut. Okay. In fact, probiotic and prebiotic both support the body in building and maintaining in a healthy colony of bacteria and other microorganisms with the aids digestion and strength immune system. In fact, we talked about COVID-19 topic just now. To me, I think probiotic is very important because it actually protect your cell, especially your upper respiratory health. I'll talk about it later. So, disclaimer, all the information contained in the slide are intended for general health information and educational purpose only and are not intended to be used as a substitute for professional medical advice, treatment, or care. Okay, let's talk about gut flora and the immune system. So, there is a large colonies of microorganisms are found in the GI tract of the human body. It means that there are actually this big amount of bacteria, especially found in our small intestine, big intestine. That's our GI tract in the body. And these microorganisms are not only found in gut, you also found in respiratory tract. I mentioned just now. I think one of the things that the COVID-19 virus attack will be your upper respiratory tract. So you need to have a very healthy respiratory tract and also urinary tract. So the microorganisms not only found in gut, you also in respiratory tract and urinary tract. And balance and interaction among all these microorganisms or bacteria in human body are crucial to be a person's health and well-being, as I mentioned. And actually what causes all this balancing of this microorganism in the gut? Some disease, infections, stress. You mentioned that too little sleep will cause an unbalance of your gut flora. Unhealthy food, processed high sugar food will actually bring down your good bacteria in your intestines. Medicines, especially antibiotics. That's why we always say after you eat one course of antibiotic, sometimes you might feel very lethargic. Actually, a lot of people say, Chinese, they say you take one course of antibiotic, your body will feel weak. That is true because once you have one course of antibiotic, they actually kill supposed to kill the bad bacteria. You also kill the good bacteria in your gut. So you feel that you actually lack of appetite. Want to eat but don't have appetite to eat. And that's why in the pediatric doctor, nowadays when they give one course of antibiotic to the children, they will give another course of probiotic. That to help them to recover the good bacteria in their intestines. I know this protocol now. And all the thing I mentioned just now will affect the balance of the gut flora or the good bacteria in your intestines. Okay, I want to share with you 7 signs of unhealthy gut, and you can compare whether does this happen to you and the people around you. If it does happen, out of 7, you got how many of them? Number 1, always got upset stomach. I think this one some people might experience. Always got stomach disturbance like a lot of gas, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, and heartburn. Heartburn means that stomach acid reflux, and that causes the kind of burning sensation in your esophagus and your throat. Can all signs of unhealthy gut. So actually, when this unbalanced gut happens, so then you have difficult to process the food you eat. For example, you eat carbo, then you cannot process this food, then you cannot digest, especially let's say carbo, you cannot process it, then you have a lot of fermented gas in your stomach that in turn causes bloating, and that's why all these upset stomach come about. So this one can be caused by unhealthy gut, and that might be caused by not enough good bacteria in your gut. Okay, second signs, a high sugar diet. Okay, this will be interesting. A diet high in processed food and added sugar, I think, can decrease the amount of good bacteria in your gut. I think sometimes we like all this sweet stuff. I'm the one who has sweet tooth, so I cannot resist things that's sweet. I think that's my problem. And now we have all processed food. You can see from the picture. So once we consume too much processed food and also sugary stuff, actually it will cause imbalanced gut. That actually can damage your gut. And this imbalance increase the sugar craving of the person. So it's kind of it's a kind of a thing that happen. It's a vicious cycle. You like sweet stuff, you like processed food, but after you eating it, then you cause an imbalanced gut. Then you would like to eat more sugary stuff some more. So I think that's a vicious cycle. High amount of refined sugar have been linked to increased inflammation in the body. So that is actually that's a message. You eat something that is sweet, actually might increase inflammation in your body. Inflammation lead to pain, and actually inflammation can be the precursor to a number of diseases and even cancer. I think this one you all might heard before. Okay, so number third, signs of unhealthy gut. Unintentional weight changes, being lost weight or weight gains. Okay, gaining or losing weight without making changes to your diet or exercise habit may be a sign of unhealthy gut. What I try to say is that for unknown reason, you never do a lot of exercise, you'll never change your eating habit, or suddenly you just have a weight change. And this might due to imbalanced gut that can impair your body ability to absorb nutrients, regulate blood sugar, and store fat. And what happens is this, all this unbalance then lead to where your small intestine not able to absorb the nutrients. Then suddenly you become weight lost because you cannot absorb what you eat. So this is actually a symptom called SIBO. And you also might turn into weight gain because that might lead to insulin resistance or overreact due to the nutrient absorption. So in summary, you have gut imbalance, not enough good bacteria, then you cannot absorb nutrients, then your body want you to eat more, okay, then that might actually lead to all these weight changes. So as simple as that. Okay, unhealthy gut also cause sleep disturbance or constant fatigue or tiredness. That's what it means. Unhealthy gut may contribute to sleep disturbance such as insomnia or poor sleep. So this is very interesting. In case you don't know, unbalanced gut actually cause sleep problem. When you're not sleeping well, then you don't feel energy, you don't have enough energy. That's why you feel lethargic. Actually, I think this is very interesting. There's this hormone called serotonin. Serotonin is a reverse of melatonin. I know a lot of people know what's melatonin. Melatonin means that at night, maybe about 9-10 o'clock, body start to secrete all this melatonin hormone that make you feel sleepy. But at the morning, 5-6 o'clock, body start to secrete serotonin that help to wake up, and that make you happy. So it's a happy hormone kind of thing. But actually, serotonin was actually produced in the gut. If you don't have a balanced gut, then the produce of this serotonin hormone will be disturbed. Then that will actually, in return, affect your melatonin hormones. So that will impair your ability to sleep well. And when that happens, then you will really disturb your sleep. And maybe because you feel tired, daytime you sleep more, you have afternoon nap, long afternoon nap, then at night you cannot sleep. So this thing will become a vicious cycle. Number 5, unhealthy gut also lead to skin irritation. Actually, skin condition like eczema may be related to a damaged gut. So actually, people who have eczema, I think it might seem some people have this eczema. Actually, that might be due to damaged gut. Inflammation in the gut caused by a poor diet or food allergy may cause increased leaking of a certain protein out in the body. And this protein actually can cause irritate the skin. What I try to say that this one is some kind of leaky gut, where actually you don't have a good balance of good bacteria. So all this can cause leak in your intestine. There's all these certain protein that cause allergy will leak to your blood. That in turn will cause, end of the day, will cause irritation on skin. This is pretty interesting. So a lot of people always have eczema. Some eczema is very difficult to deal with. Besides, there's also due to our body immune system. So bear in mind that actually a good bacteria might help on eczema case. Okay, number 6, autoimmune condition. I think just now the speaker also talked about autoimmune condition. Medical researchers are continually finding new evidence of the impact of gut on immune system. It means a healthy gut will lead to a healthy immune system. And healthy gut may increase systematic inflammation and alter the proper function of the immune system. I think you can see that even asthmatic, all these eczema, psoriasis, pneumothorax arthritis, all is a part of autoimmune problem. And if you don't have a good balance in your gut, and then will lead to autoimmune disease where your body immune system start to attack your own immune cell rather than the harmful invader. I think this is interesting, but I think it's important. So autoimmune condition can be caused by unhealthy gut. Number 7, food intolerance. I think this is a new term in case you never heard before. Food intolerance is not food allergy. Food allergy means that somebody cannot take seafood or cannot take certain type of food. That will actually causes allergy. Okay, then it will cause you diarrhea or blah blah blah. But food intolerance is a result of difficulty to digest certain food. So it's different from food allergy. Actually, this is because you have a poor quality of bacteria in your gut. Then you might not able to digest certain food. Because you remember, a balanced gut flora is important in your gut for food digestion. So if you don't have this balancing, then you have difficulty to digest certain food. Okay, as I mentioned in the point number 1, once you have difficulty to digest certain, maybe like carbo, you eat your food, then you cannot digest, then you have cause fermentation, then you have a lot of gas, then you cause bloating, diarrhea, abnormal pain, nauseous, etc. So of course, food allergy might also lead related to the gut health. I think that is what this so-called study mentions. So after talk about these 7 signs of unhealthy gut, let me talk about benefits of probiotic. Probiotic is a good bacteria or friendly bacteria. So it usually introduce a balanced bacteria in the gut. It can strengthen your immune function in the GI tract and actually might reduce the risk of cancer, especially colon cancer. Probiotic can reduce the symptom of eczema in children who are sensitive to food allergens. It means that why people want to give probiotic for children, especially they have this eczema that due to food. Generally, for children or even adults, probiotic can also reduce the symptom of skin allergy, nose allergy, and asthmatic. And one most important aspect of probiotic, actually it can stimulate peristalsis movement. Peristalsis movement means a colon movement to prevent constipation. So probiotic also linked to constipation because probiotic produces organic acids which will change the GI environment and exciting bowel peristalsis movement. I think that is actually that's why people who have constipation, also advised to take probiotic. So there are many types of probiotic in the market. So let's have a look. And very easy to find is probiotic without coating process by some kind of drink. And but most of this drink, it might not be mistaken, things like some drink that in the market, okay, so it may actually only help you to digest. So all these drinks have intolerant to acid and have short shelf life. We need to put in a refrigerator. And there are some probiotic in the capsule form, okay, not easy to resolve and have short shelf life because they are in a capsule. They have to digest the capsule first. Microcapsule probiotic, it means that it's a tablet form but it's coated by a gel. Also not easy to dissolve. There's a fourth type, multi-coated probiotic. And it's this type of probiotic that actually coated with food supply for the probiotic. Actually, they're coated with prebiotic. Remember, probiotic is a good bacteria. Prebiotic is a food needed by this bacteria to multiply when they are in the intestine. So just remember, probiotic is an actual bacteria. Prebiotic is a food needed for the probiotic to eat and multiply. Not for you to eat, it's for your bacteria in your intestine to eat. So I always say, later part when to introduce the product, I say this product not for you, it's for your bacteria in the intestines. Okay, so this coated with food supply for enhanced potency and stay in the GI for the longer period. Okay, so let's talk about this uniqueness of multi-coated probiotic. So this multi-coated probiotic, as I mentioned, is special. Actually, it's an anaerobic condition, means that probiotic is a live bacteria, alive bacteria, but we package it in a living, active, occurring, and there's a no oxygen condition. That's why I call anaerobic condition, like a vacuum kind of thing, no oxygen inside, but this thing still lively, active, or maybe they're like sleeping inside this packaging. We call anaerobic. Normally we pack in a controlled humidity, controlled temperature, and as a food supply during storage, but there's a food inside for probiotic, and it can increase tolerance against gastric acid and bowel salts because it's already the bacteria they're going to be alive, already coated with all these prebiotic, and they will not be killed by gastric acid or bowel salt. Okay, so let me introduce our product in proper. Shuang Hor Lactoberry is the probiotic and prebiotic or good bacteria that provide the wellness of GI tract that determine a healthy digestive system and immune system. Bear in mind that a lot of our immune system actually stay in the gut. The general function and benefits, because it's a multi-coated probiotic, there are two types of probiotic: bifida, bacterium, lactics. This one can break down fiber, improve the acidity in the GI tract. Okay, we need acidity for digestion and also to improve peristalsis, subdue the proliferation of the harmful bacteria. Second type of bacteria we have is bifida, bacterium, rhodum. This one actually maintains the gut balance, inhibit the growth of pathogens, prevent onset of constipation and diarrhea. Okay, and very special of this lactoberry, it contains isomalt, which is a sugar substitute safe for diabetic. Don't need to worry, although this product is a bit sweet, but it's very safe. It's isomalt. And this isomalt is really the prebiotic. And he got some other function like soften the stool and help you to prevent constipation and actually encourage growth of the bacteria I mentioned just now. Because it's a prebiotic, he gives as a food for the bacteria I mentioned just now. Improve peristalsis activity. And you also have certain powder, the raspberry powders can prevent constipation. Blueberry powder, remove free radical. And most importantly, have this cranberry powder. A lot of people will know cranberry powder has known to ward off E. coli and prevent urinary tract infection. That's why a lot of people, a lot of ladies like to eat probiotic to prevent UTI or urinary tract infection. And why lactoberry as a probiotic? I think you might have a lot of similar probiotic product in the market, and why you opt for lactoberry? As mentioned, no other product or no other probiotic in the market, as far as I know, is with this multi-coated technology. Actually, it have a very high efficacy. You're not killed by body temperature, killed by your stomach acid, longer shelf life, and it maintains its vitality as it passes through the GI tract. And our product actually is a pro and prebiotic together. It enhances with the prebiotic, especially with the isomalt. It can prevent urinary tract infection, as I mentioned just now, because it contains cranberry, and it's a natural and safe, free from chemical. Easy to drink. It comes with sachet form, very convenient. You can just put in a handbag, or even put in your pocket, and you can drink or just pour into your mouth. So who should consume this lactoberry? Baby, adult suffering from diarrhea or constipation, children with poor eating habits, people who have bad breath. Well, I think that's also sometimes due to the bacteria. People who prefer diets high in fat and calories but lack of fiber. People who don't like to eat vegetables, in simple terms. People who use antibiotic regularly. Antibiotics tend to kill all the good and bad bacteria, including all the intestinal good bacteria. Elderly or people with premature aging of GI tract. We know that when we get old, there'll be a aging of GI tract. That is for sure. But some people, although they are young, but their GI tract is getting older. Maybe the person has been eating too much junk food. I mentioned just now, food that is maybe processed food or even sweet stuff. I think that's what might cause your aging of your GI tract. Okay, what's the suggested guideline for this product? You can consume about 3 sachets on daily basis. As just make sure that you constantly have the good bacteria in your intestine. For example, do have an illness or will have diarrhea, you might need to consume 6 to 10 sachets one time, or you can consume even to 30 sachets a day. Okay, and consume before or after each meal. Okay, do not mix with hot water because it will kill your bacteria. So as I mentioned, it's best that you consume daily as a preventive basis. Make sure that the good bacteria is always in your intestines in sufficiently large number, which is to be in the range of hundreds of millions. Swan Lactoberry is having 2 billion bacteria in one sachet. Okay, we might not be the highest. There are some sachets it come with 20 billion, but as I mentioned just now, we are multi-coated. Even if only 2 billion, but once you eat, you're not killed by your saliva, stomach acid. It can go to intestine, then coupled by all the prebiotic together with the package, so it can multiply very fast. And for people, actually, I always tell people, if you have stomach upset, diarrhea, but you are not having nauseous or vomiting, don't have fever, it means that you are not because of the certain stomach virus infection. So you can actually consume just lactoberry, 6 to 10 sachets a day, 1, 2, 3, or even 3 times a day. I still remember one very interesting testimonial that we have previously. Although we know that even for ourselves, if you have stomach upset or whatever, we just consume. To me, just 6 sachets of the lactoberry, put in the water, then we dilute it, then we just eat 1 time, 2 times, or 3. I think that's what we are doing. So in summary, this lactoberry can do what? Cut down frequency of respiratory infection. I mentioned just now, COVID-19 virus actually attack your respiratory system. Produce happy hormone that help reduce depression symptoms. Because it can produce happy hormones. Improve allergic condition, reduce the chance of being infected with allergy among baby. Improve your immune system, lower risk of lung infection, restore healthy blood sugar level, protect liver against adverse effect of alcohol, because if your colon is not healthy, it can actually absorb all these toxins back to the liver. Relieve gastrointestinal discomfort and add in healing and stomach ulcer. I think that's important. Get rid of carcinogen and toxin, and promote gastrointestinal wellness, alleviate constipation, and mitigate stomach pain, diarrhea, and symptoms of gastroenteritis. So this is a summary what Lactoberry can do for you. Let me share a few simple testimonial. Okay, I think this one we might share before. These kids, I think he had many cousins in Indonesia. I think all these kids, maybe they didn't eat healthy food, like to eat processed food or tidbits. So actually every one of them will have some diarrhea problem or constipation problem. The grandma come to Singapore, bought one whole carton of Lactoberry back there and just give to everybody. And actually with this, but this grandma actually taking care of all these grandchildren, okay, and actually within a few days, all of them can pass motion very smoothly. And but there's one always still complaining and lie to the grandma he's still not recovered yet. You know why? Because he like to take the Lactoberry because of the sweet taste, so he want more, although he's okay already. Another testimonial from Singapore, okay. So actually this is he always gets sick after come back from childcare. I think that's very common. So the parent decided to give him Lactoberry every day, just one sachet, and this make these two siblings more healthy. Actually, they are not easily affected by flu, even their classmates having flu. Obviously, they are actually Lactoberry or probiotic beef out their immune system. Okay, so this one is actually another kids, and he has sensitive nose problem. Every time he goes swimming lesson, he have sinus. So he start to take Lactoberry, one sachet 3 times per day, especially want to go for swimming lesson. And by doing so, taking for some time, he do have this sinus, or he do have this running nose problem anymore, or blocked nose problem after swimming lesson. I think this one is very clear-cut case. Actually, he balanced the immune system, or trained the immune system to distinguish between pathogen or just allergens. So, conclusion, daily intake of Shuang Hor Lactoberry is essential to benefit from probiotic. I think that's what I want to share today.